gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. That's right, today we are running Earl. And for those of you that have no idea, like you really haven't seen like an 8S in person, this is something that you really have to handle one of these in person to appreciate the size of these beasts. So they're mowing some grass. I think they're gonna probably head this way. I want to set up the ramp and do some jumping, but I don't know, because they might be heading this way. But let's go run and have some fun, and we'll figure out what they're gonna do. Man, I've been wanting to take this one out for such a long time. Oh. Oh man, you know, it's just been, I've mentioned it before, you know, all these new cars coming out and all this stuff. Oh, I'll tell you what, man, this thing is so huge. You really got to be on the ramp like 100%. Look, I mean, you don't have a whole lot of room to play with this one on the ramp. But I do want to get a few hits in before I got to possibly probably see that lawnmower over there. Oh, I can't interfere with their work. Oh, golly. Woo, that was... I need to turn this TQI down. Probably should have landed a little flatter. That was kind of on the back tires. Let's see if we do a little better. Whew, this thing is just a... Well, I think it, you know, these tires do kind of limit some of the air control. They don't balloon up as much. So I was thinking about trying to jump the valley, but I don't know. I don't think it's that important. I mean, the X-Maxx made it. I'm pretty sure this will make it, but... Oh, damn. XRT down. Oh, man. Just in case you guys missed it, I call it Earl. Maybe if you guys haven't been around. Actually, them tires do kind of balloon. Yeah, I bought this off of Earl Moorhead. Probably know him. Oh, you freaking kidding me. Yeah, all the cars have a hard time jumping into here. It just always tends to send that back end up. Man, I think this guy's gonna be heading down this way. I might have to pack it in. I might have to go to the alternative spot. Whoa, man, this grass is wet. Yeah, it's, oh yeah, here he comes. Damn, guys, I'm gonna have to pack it up. We're gonna have to pack it up. We're gonna have to go to the alternative spot. Oh man. Well, that wasn't full power, but this is a big heavy car to make that jump. Oh man, guys, look, here comes the lawnmower. All right, alternative spot number 2 here, because they were cutting the grass over there and I can't get in the way of them working. It's good because, you know, that down that valley was getting a little bit deep to go ahead and run the smaller cars. I'm getting sidetracked. I haven't run this thing in forever. Just getting used to it again. You know, these 8S cars just take a lot of space to maneuver. But man, they are fun. They are something totally different. You know, it's not, I love them, I have fun with them, but it's not something ooh, wow. I thought it would soak that up no problem, but guys, I know this has come up before, and even I thought this when these things originally came out. This is not really like a lowered X-Maxx. Yes, it does share a lot of the parts, but if you look at how flat this chassis is, the X-Maxx goes up, and this is a whole lot lower center of gravity than the X-Maxx, so it doesn't quite have that ground clearance. And basically, you know, it has the wide max kit on it, so it's wider, it's lower. But yes, it does share a lot of the parts, but it's not exactly just a lowered X-Maxx. It's a whole different chassis, so it's basically like your gearboxes and stuff like that all remain the same. The battery trays are a bit different. It's still the same, one on the left, one on the right, which actually is really nice for balance. You know, we get a lot of these RC cars, the batteries are on one side, and it just, you know, when you're trying to bash and jump, you know, you got a tremendous amount of weight on one side. I had that problem when I was speed running the Vendetta, having a huge 6S battery on one side of the car. I had to basically just tighten down the shocks on that one side so the car would sit level. Let's see here. Oh, slow it goes over it just fine. But back to what I was saying, the 8S is fun. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. Just to be honest with you, I'm not trying to keep anybody from having fun and go out there and, but whew, they are big cars. It's a lot to store, you know, finding a place to store something this big, you know, just maneuvering it, and just, you know, to really have fun with this thing, you really want to come out and have like a nice open spot like this. I can't run this in my backyard, it'd be pointless. I mean, you really need, you know, some good open areas. Now let's compare this to like the X-Maxx. Where would one versus the other? If you have good flat areas like this, and you like, you know, ground pounding, stuff like this, you know, running flat out on the ground, then yeah, I would do the XRT. If you're looking for something, you know, more terrain, something that's going to clobber more stuff like this, and you maybe you got big rocks or you got something else, then the X-Maxx. And yeah, even though I know people say the X-Maxx is a horrible handler, but it really isn't. I'm not sure how people have their setup, but I mean, yeah, when you're driving it tends to, you know, roll a lot, but as far as flipping, I don't really see it flipping much more than any other car. Oh man. Yeah, unfortunately this one I kind of have to stay on the throttle to keep that wheelie. Probably because these tires aren't the best in the dirt. You know, Earl had the XRT tires on here, or not the X-Maxx tires, and I was just really debating, should I keep the X-Maxx tires on here, or so I went with this because I had no experience with the XRT, and I just I wanted to see what these tires would be like. And I mean, honestly, they're not bad for like out here bashing like this, you know, running around, ground pounding. They're pretty good because they slide, so you know, you're not getting that traction roll like you will with the bigger knobbies. Man. Oh, as soon as I say that, traction roll. So, you know, I know Earl did some modifications to this. I kind of put it back to stock for the most part. The only thing I left on it was the ESC, which is, it's either a Max 8 or Max 6. I'm thinking it might be a 6 because he had that big block in here, which, dude, this car was not drivable with that motor. I mean, you went like that and it would just flip so easy. And right here. It was starting to come up through the body. Let's see, let's look at this ESC real quick here, because we didn't. Yeah, that's a big boy. Wow, that's hot too. Everything's hot. Well, it's like 90 something degrees out here. Yeah, I do believe that's the could be a max 6. Man, that's a big dang. Oh, another thing too, people talk about like with traxxas that you're stuck with traxxas batteries, but as you see, I'm running, hopefully you can see, it's hard sometimes with this, but see, I'm running a Z 9,000 milliamp hour 2 4S packs to make 8S, and they fit in there just fine. So it is a little bit more work to find a battery to fit in the dimensions of the tray, but it's not impossible. See, the wires aren't hot at all. This ESC does have some good heat to it. So does the motor. Check it out, our Garage Life RC wing mount, because that was a problem with these cars, breaking that mount. And then I added the blue control arms to it, which you know, he did that bulkhead modification, which I guess now after a couple of those bad landings I'll see if it broke, but I hope not. I hope not. I mean, it's, but yeah, I went to put a shock back in, I couldn't get it in. Something had been misaligned. So yeah, this piece was actually broke. I replaced it. I think maybe, well, I know I put 2 new bulkheads in here. I replaced the drive cups on the front because they were kind of worn. But I had a whole video on what I did to this. Whoa! Let's see how it handles over here, way back there. This is where I have a problem with my especially the Max Slash. Whoa, man, I thought I was gonna get into that curve. The Mojave does a little bit. The Max Slash has been the worst over here. It hits this thing and the ass end just comes up and over. But these bigger cars don't seem to have a problem with it at all. I think, what was it last time I had out here? There's an Outcast or something? Or the, yeah, the Crate. Yeah, the 8S Creighton took it no problem too. Let's go across the street to our the Max Slash testing grounds that got everybody thinking I hate traxxas stuff. So that's one of those things you gotta watch, like your tires on these turns. When you start seeing them like really balloon, you kind of gotta get out. That's how you end up shredding and ripping the tires off the bead. Oh man. But yeah, you know, I do reviews. I just be honest about stuff. I don't ever really want to give something a bad review, but you know, you spend $700 on a car, and you know, granted, even like this here is turning pretty fast. It's planted and it turns. You know, the Max Slash was just not even anywhere near that speed. It would just, which granted, you know, I mean, this thing's wide. But as we can see, you know, we didn't have no problem rolling a little bit earlier. I guess I do have the Bluetooth module in here. I could open the Traxxas app. Oh no, you know, I don't think I can see the temperatures because it doesn't have a Traxxas ESC. That's one of the reasons I like keeping the Traxxas stuff in here, so that way you had the telemetry and that. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed coming out here watching the old XRT run. Like I said, this is the stock motor, stock gears. I put everything back, so the only aftermarket piece that I have on there is the ESC anymore. So I really wasn't gonna spend the. I mean, I think that if you have one of these and it has a factory ESC, I would just leave it. I think it's fine. Yeah, you don't have the adjustability of this, but you know, the ESCs get expensive. I mean, if you want to, I'm not gonna say don't. I feel like it definitely gives this thing a little bit more power, because I saw when these things first came out, people were talking about how they couldn't backflip with these tires on here. And if you watch like that first video I had, I was doing backflips with this. So I think it's just the ESC, if you're throwing a little bit more power that way. Yeah, dude, this thing. It's a nice thing with the 8S, you know, like my recent camping video, I was out there running the Relarlo, the Omni Terminator, and I mean, it's a great RC, but they're so light that, you know, you just have a hard time doing anything with them, because the littlest bumps just like flip them around. You know, this 8S stuff, it's so heavy, it's planted, it just plows through this stuff, no problem at all. I mean, like you said, you saw that branch over there, got it, but man, whoa! Oh man, I probably got to wrap it up. That thing was already hot, and we've been out here just wrenching on this thing. So yeah, damn. Oh man, the XRT, it's Earl, living its second life out here. Went from California to Florida, from one coast to the other. But yeah. Great car. Check out my build video when I got it and put it back to stock, and see the rebuild process and all that. But you know, I initially wasn't going to get it because I, like a lot of people, thought it was nothing more than a lowered X-Maxx. But it is a bit more than that, and it is a fun RC to drive. So for me and Earl here, we appreciate your time. We know there's a lot of channels out there begging for your attention, and I'm glad you decided to join us today and have some fun watching us do some ramp jumping and go out here and just blast around some flat areas and have some fun with it. Have fun with this old favorite, man. I'm trying to bring out the older cars, man. There's been so much new stuff that, you know, the cars that I've had for a while just haven't gotten much time, so I'm trying to bring them back out into you. All right, everyone, appreciate the support. Links down below if you care to help the channel. Shop Amazon, please go through my store. You save that as your Amazon homepage, and then whenever you do your normal shopping, I get a commission for directing you there, and it helps me buy these cars and run the channel, because every cent I make here goes right back in. You know, I don't make enough on YouTube to buy something this expensive. It definitely helps offset it a little bit, but I fund everything, guys. I have fun. I don't get much in the way of free stuff. All right, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. It is greatly appreciated. I do really appreciate when you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and that it means a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. But thanks for watching. See you on next.